Well, hello there, Capricorn. How are you? It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So, today we're going to do your mid January reading. So, this is good from now until mid February. We'll take a look at the overall energy with the oracle cards, and then we'll move into the tarot for more details about any obstacles on your path or any areas of resistance, and of course, advice from spirit. And during this next week, Pluto is moving out of your sign and into Aquarius. So after 15 years in your sign, in your first house of identity, it is finally moving into Aquarius. So you will be moving into your second house. So this week, you will really be probably feeling a little bit of that shift of moving from trying to figure out your role, your identity in the world, and moving into that energy of how you relate to others, your material wealth, the material things that you own, and how you relate to others. So beautiful energy, kind of exciting. This will be a 20-year transit. So Pluto will be moving into Aquarius on the 21st and be there until 2044. So let's take a look at this next month, though. How's this maybe going to come into play as we move into this new Pluto energy? Okay, so you have discovering truth. You stand in the light of truth. And then chameleon spirit act as if, okay, so I feel like, the chameleon here is the number 14, and 1 plus 4 equals 5. And 5s always mean that we need to make a change. So I feel as if you are having some big revelation or kind of stepping into this kind of like intuitive energy of knowing that you need to make a change in your life, that you're stepping into your truth. What you may have seen to be true at one time about yourself or about your sense of worthiness, especially with your material things, okay? Your money, your earned income, because you're going from the first house to the second house. It's almost like you're coming into some type of a truth. But with that truth, you're also changing your mind about how you want to proceed in the world. And you may not have that complete clarity yet, but it's this kind of like intuitive, almost perhaps a little bit of a foggy energy of what knowing you want to make a change, and you're getting there, but it's taking a little bit of time because Capricorn, sometimes when you make up your mind, you can stay there in that energy for a long time. But I feel like you're coming out of changing your mind or changing your mindset about yourself, about what you're worth, about your material things. And it's almost like this energy where you're stepping into, okay, I'm just going to pretend for a little bit, right? With the chameleon energy, it's kind of like, I know I'm getting more clarity about what my truth is, but I'm not quite yet ready to reveal it to the rest of the world. Yes. So let's go ahead. Let's go to the tarot. We'll take a look at your present energy and then any obstacles that are on your path, especially in this situation. And then we'll go to advice from spirit. And Capricorn, if you're enjoying this video or resonating with the message, I'd really appreciate if you would consider liking, commenting, or subscribing. I really do appreciate all of your support. Okay, you are clearing out. Look at this. They're flashing the Ace of Swords, right? Stepping into your truth. I think you're seeing something. I think you're seeing a different perspective of something. And yes, you're moving away from one energy. So, wow, beautiful. You've been playing it safe. Yeah, Capricorn, you've been playing it safe. You've been stuck in this, I'm playing it safe. Because of a mindset that you may have had about where you put your time and energy. And you may have had a mindset of, I have to work really hard, okay, because Pluto's been in your sign, and so Pluto helps us to transform our energy, our mindsets, relinquish people, situations, beliefs, habits that hold us back from who we are truly meant to be, right? Stepping into our higher self. And there's this energy where I feel like you're letting go of some type of mindset, perhaps around money, because you're going into your second house, about how you identify with yourself and how much money you either make or how much money you have. But you're also recognizing that because of some set mindset, you have been playing it safe for a long time. Now, I think that this message has been kind of coming up for you for some time. That life is short, right? That we have to enjoy it. If we work really hard our whole life and save up a bunch of money, right? But then we finally retire or whatever, and then we don't have the energy or the physical health to be able to do those things that we've been saving for our whole entire life, then what was the point, right? And there's also this energy of playing it safe in relationships, wanting to hold on to some relationships that really aren't very balanced, or you're giving too much to a person or a situation in order to be safe. The sense of safety, and there's a strong sense of true safety in material things or your financial situation. So you have a new start is coming, and then commitment, like committing to a new way of life, of enjoying life. 3 of Cups, right? I'm going to get out there and I'm going to start enjoying life. But we can't go from a mindset that's been ingrained in us about our worthiness based on, the roles that we play in our life, whether that's in your career or in your family or, in any of your friend relationships, the role that you see yourself playing in and your sense of worth because of that, and how perhaps you're overgiving in those situations because you're trying to play it safe. Like, I want to be safe sometime down the path. But now you're understanding, now wait a minute, life is too short. I need to start enjoying life a little bit more. But to do that is really a big shift. This is that Aquarian energy coming in and saying, I want to enjoy life more. But in order to enjoy life more, what do I have to give up? Well, maybe you do have to spend some of that money that you've been piling up, right? And maybe you do have to cut back on your work hours. Maybe you're deciding, I want to retire earlier, right? Or I want a job that's more fulfilling instead of worrying about how much it pays me. There's a sense that you're trying to make a very big change with the chameleon. You're trying to make a very big change, but to make a big change, especially when we've been ingrained in a mindset for a very long time, it means that we may have to spend some time transitioning, really working in reprogramming our mindset. And part of that is just acting as if, right? Acting as if you were enjoying life more. That means that any of the negativity or the negative comments, the negative self-talk that you may have about your worthiness or about the money that you have or how hard you have to work for your money or everybody else is having fun and I'm not, it's like recognizing it, seeing it. And I think that's what you're doing. You're seeing it. You're seeing it clearly. I have this negative mindset around this. How do I shift it? Well, it's just starting baby step after baby step. Every time you have that negative thought or say something negative, it's about stopping yourself, right? And it's kind of like, okay, that is not who I am. And really changing it, turning it around, making it positive, doing dancing or changing your energy level within you so that you can step into believing that you are making changes in your life that are going to bring you a lot more joy. But it's about, I have to commit to it. I have to get up every single day. And maybe it's like every hour or every minute of the day for a while, right? And I'll share, with the Three of Cups. This is not necessarily you, Capricorn, but I know I have some family family relations that have had issues with substance abuse, especially alcohol, right? And then when they want to make a change and get sober, they have said over and over again, it's minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day. Now, I'm not saying that you're changing, you have a substance abuse problem or anything here, Capricorn, but it's that same type of energy. If we want to change the mindset that we have around certain areas of our life, we have to constantly come back to recommitting ourselves to making the changes that we want to make. And for a while, sometimes that is about faking it until you make it, right? So let's take a look at what your present energy is. Yeah, a personal issue reaches resolution, and then you have the loving man. Okay, so for some of you, this is kind of like that King of Cups, Emperor type of energy. Understanding that you may have had some type of a personal issue around perhaps a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or perhaps around a romantic connection, gender doesn't matter, right? But it's understanding that you had some personal issue or some identity or some belief about what a romantic partner can provide for you. Okay, so there's something here personal with you about recognizing, seeing the truth of how you portrayed romantic connections. Okay, and it could even have to do with like your father or your mother, but it's something about roles and it's about what they can provide maybe for you in the sense of security, of safety, because you're trying to play it safe here. So asking yourself, okay, what is it that I feel a romantic connection brings me in the form of safety and security? This is first chakra, root chakra healing energy that you're doing here. Coming back to what is it that I think that they can provide for me? And then how does that play out in my life? How does that play out in the type of energies that I show up in my connections, and perhaps even romantic connections, right? But all of your connections. How are you playing it safe? How are you giving more than you're getting in your relationships in order to feel like you have some sense of safety and security because that person is in your life? And it could be friends or family, but in particular, I would look at romantic connections because all connections bring us the same lessons, but romantic connections can truly highlight it for us, okay? Here's the cool thing. You're taking a look at that. And I think between now and when Pluto actually moves into your second house, you're taking a look at how you have identified yourself and the roles or the way that you showed up in some of your relationships because you're seeking that sense of safety and security. And here's the really cool thing. You're moving away from that. You're healing that. You're understanding, wait a minute, I don't have to have somebody else that brings that in for me. I can step into this energy of creating the life that I want for myself, knowing that you are worthy of having what it is that you truly want. Now, your obstacle in this situation is that, yes, I feel like you have, you and your loved ones are safe in conflict. I feel like when you step into this energy, you are going to start pulling back your time and energy from some of the connections in your life, family, friends, perhaps romantic partners. Understanding, well, wait a minute, if this is the life that I really want, and I'm not living this safe life over here, and I want to go out and start having more fun, where do I get the time, the energy, the resources in order to go have that fun, right? So it means you may have to pull back some of your time or your energy. You may not be so giving with your financial support to other people so that you have more money in order to spend on those things that you want for yourself, right? Understanding that your happiness is your responsibility, and the happiness of other people, that's not your responsibility, that's their responsibility. Everyone is in charge of their own happiness, and not to the point where we're hurting other people, right? But it is that energy of, okay, I have to pull back my time, my energy, my resources from other people so that I have the time, energy, and resources to go after what my heart is desiring. And you're looking out on the horizon. What else is out there? What else would I like to experience that I haven't been able to experience because I have been feeling obligated to these people or situations in my life? What else would I like to experience? What would make me happy? Making that list, and it's kind of interesting, so I'm in my 60s and I have this list of 70 before 70, right? It's kind of like my bucket list of things that I would like to experience, go out there and experience before I turn 70. Now you're trying to think of new things, right? We're only on this planet for a short time. So it's kind of like, it's not necessarily about revisiting all the old things that you've already done. Although sometimes that's fun too, but it's also about expanding. Since we're going into Aquarius, what new things would you like to experience? And I'll tell you, my list, 70 before 70, is just, it brings me joy, right? Because it kind of gives me this, I don't know, it's like a bucket list, but to me, it's even more than a bucket list because it really is experiences. The only thing on that list are experiences I would like to have. It's not goals that I would like to meet because I've had those lists in the past. Now it's really about experiences. What trips have I not taken that I would like to take, right? What activities have I not tried that I would like to try? What natural places, beautiful places on earth have I not been to that I would like to go to? And what have I not allowed myself to learn about that I would like to learn about? It's looking at some type of a list, making a list, a bucket list. And then really you have this list and then it's like, okay, how can I make it so that I can hit, in my case, all 70, right? What do I have to do? Oh, well, I may have to take some time from this job, this person, this situation, may have to take back some of that time, may have to take some of my energy from this over here. I may have to hold on to my money in a different way instead of giving it to other people. Or I may have to step into the energy of saying to my boss, I need a raise. And if I can't have a raise, right, then I'm finding another job. I'm creating that list of what my heart truly desires. And then I'm looking at the truth. How am I going to bring that into fruition? And part of it is putting it out to the universe and knowing the universe will help you out. But manifestation is not just about putting it out to the universe. It's also about taking action on our dreams. Even if it's just a baby step, it gets us one little step closer to what we are wanting. All right, so let's take a look at your advice. Yes, you are learning. You are learning that you may have had some victim mentality, okay? Now, this card is really interesting to me because you see how he has, like, I don't know, what would you call that? Like, almost like a cufflink, but it's not. I mean, a cuff. And he's literally tied to this bed, okay? So it's like this energy of, I can't get out of this situation. And I feel like that is what you are looking at, is the truth of how you have kept yourself tied to some family obligations, some work situation, some mindset, some belief that has prevented you from going out and seeing all the beautiful things out in the world. See out the window? It's like this beautiful waterfall and everything. It's looking at what is really holding you back and allowing yourself, looking very closely. See the magnifying glass? Looking very closely. What's really holding me back? Is that bed really holding me back? Or is it possible that I can break free from that bed? He's not even exploring how he can get out of that room. He's not even trying to untie himself, right? He's just like, nope, I'm tied. And it's kind of like a little bit of a stubborn energy here in the fact that you may feel like I have no choice. But this is, let's look at it a little bit closer. What's the real truth here? Are you truly tied to a certain situation or mindset? Or is there something here that you can break free of, right? Meditate and contemplate. It's about quieting all the fears and allowing yourself to see the options that are coming onto your path. Wow. Because look, yes, you are, look, this is the truth. Here you have the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. There are options available to you. There are options available to you, but you are kind of like focusing, attached. Here's your energy, Capricorn, right? But you're attached to something from the past, some mindset from the past that you have outgrown that does not really, is not in alignment with who you are, especially as Pluto moves into Aquarius. You've been there. You've done that. You've learned these lessons. The Page of Wands is about learning the lessons of how our mindset, our energy around refusing to look at other options can hold us back. And the reason we don't want to look at other options is because we've created some safe space for us, right? We've created the excuse of, I can't leave this situation. I can't leave this job. I can't leave this relationship because it keeps me safe. But at the same time, I'm not happy. Look, nobody here is happy. Asking yourself, if you're in the right spot, you're going to feel happiness and joy. If most of what you are thinking at this time or your self-talk is not happy and joyful and celebratory, it's asking yourself, okay, what's the truth here? What is the truth? And then looking at the options that are available to you. Spending some time quieting those fears and allowing yourself. Yeah, take time to breathe out. You have a consciousness of lack, right? Asking yourself, if you're holding on to something and you feel like you can't leave it, okay, that you're tied to it, whether it's a relationship, a job, a mindset. If you feel like you're super tied to it, ask yourself that important question. Why am I staying here? Why do I feel like I have to stay there? What safety is it bringing to me? Allowing yourself to look at that fear. Looking fear in the eye will give you the truth about, are there other options out there available to you? And there are. It's allowing yourself, right, to see that there are other options and not feeling confined to something that you feel like you have to stay in. All right, so Capricorn, this is really kind of like one of those things where I feel like I don't have the tower here, but I feel like you have this tower moment, this epiphany about, oh my goodness, you know, what I thought I needed out of my relationships or romantic relationships or family relationships. What I thought I had to do in order to hold on to the safety of that is really holding me back from the joy that I want to truly experience in life. Whether you feel like you grew up in a family where, you know, family was number one or something like that, you know, family obligations, or if you feel like you have to be generous to others so that they'll help you out sometime in the future, you know, something like that. All right, let's pull a soul truth card for you for some final advice. And Capricorn, I do personal readings. So if this is resonating with you and you'd like a more personalized version, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. All right, how can I be more kind to myself and offer more grace in this very moment? Yeah, there's not a lot of grace there, right? It's really about a sense of defeat in that Growing our self-love is medicine to this world's broken heart. When you heal, we all heal. When you give yourself more grace, you are able to give the world more grace. Look at yourself with a grace filter. You are meant to be in this moment of your life. Release the inner critic and fill in that hole with your soul's truth that you are infinite, you are loved, and you are already there. Yeah, even if you have to fake it till you make it, right? You are already there. Oh, Capricorn. What a beautiful, I feel like this next couple of weeks as Pluto is pushing out of your sign, for all the signs, I feel like this is a little bit of taking a look at what have we learned since 2008, the last 15 years. What have you learned about yourself and the roles that you play in the world? And how is that affecting you? What have you learned and how can you use that wisdom as you go forward? Wow. All right. Beautiful energy there. Thank you, Capricorn, for being here. If you enjoyed this, I really appreciate if you would like, comment, or subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you really soon. Bye for now.